Today's tip, we're not going to look so much at a particular technique, but a mindset, an attitude, a mental blueprint on how we are going to look at applying joint locks. Now, this is a really simple idea. It's about training, but it's also going to extend how we do things on the street. And part of this is changing the idea where a joint lock, such as an arm bar or a wrist lock, are for submission. Okay, and submission is a sport term where we've got to a place, our opponent has decided to tap out, and we let them go. And that doesn't necessarily work in the fight, okay? In the street at least, it works great in competition. So we gotta have three ideas out of this. Number one, the tap. So important, number one safety tool for throws, takedowns, you gotta know them, including joint locks. So when someone's putting on a wrist lock or a joint lock and it's starting to be painful and we're starting to get to the point where it's going to be damaging, tap, 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 that's what the tap is for, okay? So that's, first of all, the tap is our safety mechanism. The second thing is our application. Now, when I was growing up in the art in the 80s and 90s, this is how we always did it. I never, we applied it slow with pressure, but mentally, we knew it would start off with a snap. So that's what I want you to think about. Anytime we do a wrist lock, a joint lock, a finger lock, it's not to slowly hyperextend and cause pressure. What we want to do is we want to hyperextend, dislocate on the first beat. I get that lock and bang! First move, that's my hyperextension. And then he's a little bit more diminished and I can get him in a position. Same thing with that joint lock, the arm lock, where I'm on the ground. Normally, when we started it, we were starting position, we went down to the ground, we sacrificed our standing position to go onto the ground. But with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and a lot of the groundwork and Newaza from Judo, you know, we're on the ground and we're slowly pulling it up. But you gotta realize that first motion is pop, right? We're getting those hips engaged, we're pulling that back to hyperextend or dislocate the arm, and then we keep on going. But in training, we might do it a little soft. So this is why I want you to consider our training mechanisms versus the street and how we can apply the locks with a little bit more ballistic force initially to create the dislocation or the hyperextension to be used in a fight.